What you're looking at right here is one of, if not the, worst video game console in existence. So the other day I was going through some storage boxes down in the basement, and I came across this completely by accident. I have never seen this before in my entire life. I'm the only one in the family that plays video games, and yet I had never seen this before. I asked my parents about it, they said they'd never seen it either. What is this thing? Well, a quick Google search tells us not a whole lot. What is the story behind this thing? How did it get made? I think I'm the first person ever to come up with such an answer. Well, soon after I found it, I tried to boot it up and ran into my first issue. My personal TV was in the middle of getting repaired, so I pulled out this portable AV video screen thing. Wait, what kind of power cord does this thing use? Alright, it's a DC. Wait, what brand is this? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god. This thing is also called Venturer. Wait, no, that's the same logo. Oh my god. That's the same logo with the controller. But this was bundled in with this. But what is this? Well, it's actually a second screen add-on for this. A portable DVD player manufactured by Insignia. I'm now more confused than I ever have been. But enough of that. Let's see what the games are actually like. So we boot up the system and... I don't think that's supposed to happen. Oh, okay, there we go. I think it fixed itself. Wait, are those skulls on the game selection screen? Apparently, the game selection menu is stolen from a game named Panzer Kickboxing for the TurboGrafx 16 and Microsoft DOS. Except in that game, the audience isn't a very much completely dead pile of skulls. Huh, that's weird. So this basically plays a bunch of bootleg NES games. But the NES controller looks like this. What are these extra buttons for? You'll have two shoulder buttons, two extra buttons here, and then the A and B. Well, these are actually turbo buttons, and these are just A and B again. Okay then. We're off to a great start here. First off, we have a game called Motor Rally. Simple enough game, it's like NES F1 race, but you're on a motorcycle, and the road is literally just a straight line. The objective is to travel a certain distance in exactly 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Also, the distance you have to travel also doesn't change ever, at all. It's always 4118 kilometers, meters, feet, miles, hands. It doesn't say. It does, however, state how fast your speed is. The problem is, there is no way I am possibly going that fast. At most, I'm going as fast as a motorized kid's scooter. Another thing? The turning speed is basically non-existent. This is a major issue because there are these traffic barriers that come out of nowhere, and even if you had incredibly fast reaction time and went to move out of the way, the character moves far too slowly to move out of the way in time. This is made even worse because the hitbox of the vehicle is massive. Actually, judging by the size of those telephone poles, the character is in fact massive. Huh. This game also has some of the worst sound design ever. I kept having to lower the volume just so that I didn't get a headache from the sound of the game. Oh yeah, and this happens a lot. In fact, almost every game on this system is prone to glitches that cause, the entire system to crash. Bear in mind, this is only the first game. You'd think that it only gets better from here. Yeah, no, it really doesn't. The next game on this system is called The Last Cobra. Wait, what's a cobra? 1 second. What is a cobra? Please help, I need to look smart for a video. Ah, yes. Cobra is Spanish for goat. This title is called The Last Goat. I'm not confused at all. So, Goat Game over here is basically a vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up game. It's like Galaga, or I guess Galaxian if you're into weird games. However, unlike Galaga, You go rocketing off at Mach 10 the moment you even think about pressing left or right. It's incredibly difficult to control, and I found myself accidentally crashing into enemies because of how hard it is to actually control. Speaking of enemies, these guys are absolutely horrid. They just kind of appear out of thin air without warning. It's really annoying. I'll be doing just fine when suddenly an enemy spawns literally on top of me and I die. There is no indication as to where or when this will happen, it just does. The game also, never ends. It's the same enemies on the same looping background with the same boss fight at the end, and then it just repeats the same level. It doesn't even say level 2, the level repeats itself. I know this because I thought there was a level 2, so I played this for nearly an hour. Oh, and the game lags. A lot. How about we try something a bit easier? Welcome to Aero Engine. This is a blatant ripoff of R-Type, or Gradius. You can grab up to 3 power-ups to increase your spaceship's firepower, or as I like to call it, its coolness level. That sounds really dumb, and I regret saying that. This is a problem because once you get these power-ups, you've basically beaten the whole game. I think this clip speaks for itself. I'm just sitting at the bottom of the screen, and with this power-up, even the boss fight ends in seconds, and I don't have to do anything. It's impossible to die like this, as everything dies the moment it sees you. Additionally, this game again has one infinitely looping level, meaning you can go on indefinitely. In theory, as long as the fire button is taped down, you can just get up and go about your day while not having died once by the end of the day. That is, if the game didn't crash after only a few minutes of playing. Judging by the amount of effort, or lack thereof, that went into this game, I'm assuming the programmer had no idea what he was doing. 3 games in, and it's just getting worse. Oh hey look! This trend in declining quality continues with Pinball Track. Don't be fooled into thinking this is virtual pinball. I own Pokemon Pinball on my Game Boy, so I'm basically the single most qualified person in the world when it comes to determining when something is or isn't a pinball. In this game, you're rolling what looks like a tomato through a maze. You have to grab the key and then head through the now unlocked gate to finish the level. This would be fine, except the controls are really delayed, and there are holes in the maze that kill you if you fall in. The thing is, these holes are nearly invisible because the maze is the same black color as the holes. You can't see the holes. Black holes on a black background in a black and white maze. If you somehow make it past the first level, the maze turns blue, and only then can you see the holes. But oh wait, on level 3, you're cast back into darkness, and there is a hole that is so large that it is not only invisible, but also literally impossible to avoid. Let's look at a game that isn't quite so awful. I think. Birdie Nest. This is a weird one. In this game, you are balancing an invisible pole on your hand, which you must move left and right to stop the pole from falling over. The problem is, there's a weird flamingo pelican thing sitting atop the pole while experiencing some bowel activity. It also happens to be laying golden eggs, and you are tasked with catching the golden eggs while not touching the golden crap. I don't know what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't that. This game is really weird. There's also a life counter, but that's only for when you touch the poop. If the bird hits the ground, it's an instant game over. The game doesn't end, and the music, if it can even be called that, is horrible. It just repeats the same 10-second tune over and over and over and over and over and... Next up is a game called Bingo Zap, where you roll a marble into a hole. That's it. You just roll a marble into a hole. It's really boring. There's nothing else to say. It's just a boring game with slippery controls. I don't know how this relates to bingo at all, and as for the zap part of the name, yeah, I got nothing. Once again, the music is still trash. Bolt Fighter. This game is probably the best game so far, but that's hardly saying anything. This game actually has multiple levels. It even has multiple boss battles per level. It's another vertical shoot 'em up where you pilot a neon pink jet, I guess. The problem is, it controls like Last Cobra, and it's generally boring. I don't know how to explain it. I could talk about the other games because they were weird or hilariously bad. This one is just relatively below mediocre. That's it. Oh, and the game navigates the menu for you. I don't know why, it just does. It's also just, really easy. But whatever, I beat the game and... Wait, what? It doesn't save your high score? Why add a high score mechanism to the game if the console is incapable of saving your high score data? Okay then, alright, sure. That makes total sense to me. This video is getting long enough as it is, so I'm gonna have to cut it short here, and we're gonna have to come back to this in part 2, which will come out 2 weeks from now. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, from now on, I'm going to have a consistent upload schedule, so the main series of me talking about video game related subjects, which is the standard spy series, like what I'm doing right now, those videos will be coming out once every 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that.